Hello, 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 hello. It has been a long time, but I am absolutely delighted to be back and to say hello. My year has been whoa crazy, but that's life, and I'm sure all of you have been juggling multiple tasks and responsibilities. I do have a bit of a summer break, and so I thought I would pop in. And today I'm just going to do something very quick, which is to really show you where I'm at this moment in my project life process. Last year I started using the 6 by 12 format, and I really enjoyed it, and I am keeping that this year. And so I have volume 1 and volume 2 of my 6 by 12 Project Life album. Today I thought I'd just quickly flip through volume 2 and then kind of show you where I am at this point. And then my hope is next week I will have a process video to share with you. And I hope all of you will let me know down below how the Project Life process is going with you. What week are you on? Are you trying some new strategies this year? And if you are new to Project Life, well, welcome. Welcome to a wonderful creative journey. I've been on this journey for quite some time. I change, I adapt, and that's a part of, I think, what keeps me interested in Project Life, in this creative memory sharing enterprise. And so feel free to ask any questions, and if I can give you an answer, I will do my very best. All right, beautiful YouTubers, until next time, hugs, bye. All right, hello, hello, hello. So this is volume 2 of my 2016 album, and I'm just gonna jump right in. I did not take a lot of time on this kind of intro page, just put a few cards in there and called it done. So my volume 2 starts off with week 13. You will note I have some little green stickies across some of my Facebook screenshot cards, only to some people's names are included, and I just wanted to maintain their privacy. So this is pretty straightforward. I do have a typewriter that my mother-in-law gave me, and I used it for a few weeks, and then it just stopped working. So now I've got to take it into a shop. But when it was working, I was able to do a little bit of random stitching around the cards, which I absolutely love. And I'm excited to get the machine working again so I can try that some more. So we had friends in town. So one of the things about the 6 by 12 format is that it allows me to very easily include inserts when I think I need some more space. And so we had friends in town, and so I wanted to do that. Some activities going on at work, and so I wanted to include that as well. When I have a lot of journaling, I actually type up the journaling on my computer and then print it out in like a 10.5 font. And that additional space really allows me to go into detail, which is one of the things I wanted to do this year, to be a little bit more intentional about the journaling process and create greater detail. And then some more photos here. So off to week 14, activities with friends, some things going on at work, but kind of the big thing for this week is that I hosted my sister's shower in Georgia. And so I'm in Virginia, so I had to fly in town, and I've been planning everything from out of town. And so again, I really wanted to have some additional space, and so I created this insert and also some additional journaling so I can kind of detail the little bits and pieces about my sister and about planning the shower. One of the things I frequently do is I do mix black and white photos with color photos. I like the kind of interest that that creates, and often it helps to soften the palette of the layout. For me, sometimes things can get very busy, and so by adding a few black and white photos, that seems to kind of I don't know, it just kind of creates a little bit more cohesion, I suppose, for me. So unlike this one where, you know, it's a lot of different things going on, but what I want to note is I did some journaling on my typewriter on this 3x4 card, and I also did some journaling on, this is actually typewriter 2, this is also typewriter 2. I think I have some computer journaling as well, but I've got two kind of detailed spots of journaling that I've included. This is a clear Becky Higgins card, 4x6 card, and so there are two of them, so I stuck them in back to back so you can kind of see through. I like seeing through to this little embellishment that I created, and also to the other side. this little, I forget what these little doodads are called. This is from an Allie Edwards kit. This is hard. And so I added that in here. We took some really fun photos. We were out on the town, hanging out in DC as a family, and so I had some cool pictures in front of a store. And so I wanted to include those, and then I journaled about that a bit as well. More photos, a photo of my hubby, some things going on in the office, and also just kind of hanging out as a family. So for this particular week, what I love about it, what the best thing for me is that I've got a Facebook post just kind of noting where we're located, four journaling spots. And so I'm really proud of myself, and I'm able to kind of dive down deep and really talk about what's going on in our household. And I love getting shots of all my fellas from behind. It just, I don't know, it seems very close and intimate, and they're not looking at the camera. So that's one of my favorite types of photographs to take. Now, this particular week is essentially a black and white week. These two, I think I just muted the color in one of my phone with one of the apps, photograph apps, and on my phone. But just a very simple title card. Both of these are screenshots from Facebook. Another screenshot from Facebook. I often stalk my husband's Facebook page and my son's Facebook page, and I will pull down things that they have posted during the week and include them in the album. That's a great way for me to get additional photographs, other things that maybe they thought might be important, although it didn't necessarily register for me in terms of what's going on. And so that's something that I have been consistently doing over the last few weeks. I love these big acrylic words from Allie Edwards Stories kit. And again, you notice I've got a photo of my husband and my little guy from behind, a photo close-up of just their feet. Love, love, love the way that turned out. This was our early kind of birthday dinner, and so I wanted to get some rather intimate shots of them. And then this is the next week. I actually didn't put the week on this. This is week 6. This is week 17. Actually, I guess I need to go back and do that. So this is week 17. My little guy turned 11. And again, I've used the Allie Edwards Stories kit for this, at least the acrylic words, old and new. I like the juxtaposition of he's turned 11 years old, and we also updated and gave him kind of a new look to his room. 2 photos, one in color, one in black and white. Some additional journaling just about how it feels for my baby boy to be growing up so fast. I don't do a lot of selfies of myself, but I think I was sitting in traffic, shame on me. And so it was raining, which meant there was very, very bad traffic. And I just kind of like the way I was able to tilt my phone and catch the raindrops on the light on the ceiling. All right, and so off to week 18, lots and lots of rain, just rain, 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 won't go away. And so I took a screenshot of the local weather saying another rainy day, and I'd also drove my eldest to the bus stop because of all the rain. And so I liked kind of putting these two 3x4 cards side by side. They seem to tell a story just in the positioning of them side by side. Hubby fell asleep doing work. And so I'm just using these kind of simple words. This is life. This, you, my son coming home from lacrosse practice. And again, a very busy week. So I've actually created 2 inserts for this week because one, it's my birthday week. And so I got a new bike. And so hubby and I went out to ride bikes. But it was also Mother's Day. So we went out to a Mother's Day brunch with some close family friends. And so we just took a whole bunch of photos having fun, and all the hubbies took photos together. So I wanted to include that. All the wives took photos together, the mothers. And so I also wanted to include that. A little bit with some things going on in the office, and I still need to go back and journal about how it feels to be 44, kind of my thoughts about moving forward, getting older, that type of thing. And I just haven't taken the time to sit down and kind of do that. So that needs to be done, and then this week 18 will be complete. So the next week, week 19, I actually really like this one. It's an interesting kind of seems almost simple. This is a We Can Do Hard Things card from the Allie Edwards Stories kit, but instead I just put this little Tim Holtz word over it that says wonderful. So we can do wonderful things. And just some quick photos I took on my phone with my son, dropping him off to school, getting a little breakfast at Panera, and he was reading while we were waiting on our food. My eldest son studying for the state exams, some things going on at work, and so kind of journaling about the boys, prepping for exams, about me at work. And then the other interesting thing is that it's still raining at this point, week 19. And so the local newspaper, the Washington Post, posted an article that this is the longest streak of rain we've had on record. And so I took a little screenshot of that, and I knew I wanted to include that as kind of a notable moment. And then in the Studio Calico kit, I received this card with the little raindrops. And immediately when I saw the card, I knew I would include it. And so again, putting these two 3x4 cards next to each other, I think they tell a really special story. Okay, and in week 20, a little bit different. We went out of town to celebrate a cousin graduating from law school, just some everyday around the house photos, out of town photos. But the interesting thing that happened this week is that my husband and I had a little moment of disagreement. And this card, One Bad Day, Throw It Away, Is Going to Be Okay, is a Studio Calico card. I'm not sure what kit it belongs to. But I knew that it would be perfect to use. And so I just created with several different types of letter stickers or fonts. Marriage is hard work and today really sucked. So I actually created that card in the moment of being frustrated with my hubby and just stuck it in, and I hadn't done anything else. So when I came back, I really built the entire layout around this one card. So I kept it really simple with the black and white and just a touch of blue here. I thought this particular statement really seemed to work well, and this one too. I was feeling very introspective, as you might imagine. So this week 20 is essentially done, but I do need to go back and document kind of what was going on. I probably won't go into the details, but I do want to talk about, for I imagine my sons many years from now coming back to read this, and I want to talk about the level of commitment and compromise and trust that's required to make a marriage work for a successful partnership. And so I will do that, and then I will stick that in this little pocket right here, and then that will be a complete week. So that's week 20. Week 21. Now I have not put the date on my title card, which I will do, and I only journaled about the weekend. This last weekend, my sister got married, and I intentionally decided I wasn't going to try to squeeze any other photos into this week because, one, earlier in the week, my life was kind of focused around knowing family was coming in town and trying to make sure all last minute errands were taken care of for the wedding weekend. And so I decided that I wanted to include lots of little kind of memorabilia, ephemera from her wedding as well. So a selfie in the car with my boys as we were headed to the rehearsal dinner, and we were squeezed in the back row because we had so many family in the car. My sister did a wonderful job of creating letterpress items and also doing a very kind of special seal on all of her invitations. And so I'll show you. Let's see, I kept the box. So this was on the outside of the seal was on the outside of her invitation. She had everything in a box, and she created this. She did this all by herself, created this whole kind of packet as an invitation. And the invitation was inside, and this box was inside of another box with more gray tissue paper. So she wanted to create a real experience when people opened up the invitation. So I held on to this knowing that I would scrapbook bits and pieces. And so indeed, I kept this little piece. On some of the gifts she gave us at the rehearsal dinner, she had little tags with script saying ladies, and so I knew that I wanted to keep that as well. here is just a nice photo of all the ladies after we had our makeup done and we were ready to slip into our dresses. All right. So other little just photographs. I didn't do any journaling. I've decided not to journal this week and just really let the photos speak for themselves. My sister and my newly minted brother-in-law, me with one, taking a selfie with one of the flower girls. Another selfie on the shuttle from the wedding, from the church to the reception. My hubby and son. Now this little item here was something that she had wrapped in another kind of gift inside of the invitation. It says a gala event for one night only. And so again, I kept this and then simply cut it down to size so it would fit in the 4x6 pocket. She also gave, or had her her assistants give the guest little cards with directions from the church to the reception location. And on the back of this has the directions. It was a longer sheet. So again, I cut it down because I wanted to keep the M and M. Her first name starts with the M, and so does her husband's. So some photos with me and some friends as well, all in there. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful table setting. And so when we walked into the reception hall, everybody's name was on a little card and indicated which table they should sit at. And so I kept one of the cards because again, I knew I was going to scrapbook that. I got a few pictures of her taking her dance with my father. Also, my father and mother dancing. They are about in 2 or 3 months, they celebrate 45 years of marriage. So I thought it's really nice to kind of juxtapose my sister dancing with my father and my mother and father dancing together. And this D is 4 card is a very old Studio Calico card. I don't know how I still have it, but anyway, I immediately knew that would be perfect to include in this layout. And then because the wedding took place in DC, she also letterpressed this image here. And so again, I cut down the larger card and included that. This little piece was on the bottom of the sparklers. We all created a long line and she walked through with her husband the row of sparklers. And so this was on the bottom of the sparklers. And so of course I kept mine and took a picture with some friends. And this was the gray gift bag that she gave all the guests. It had cupcakes in it. And so of course I kept my gift bag, cut it down. And so this is again an interesting kind of different layout for me. One, you see I've got 4 inserts, but and no journaling, which is different for me, but I have included lots of little bits of elements that were actually a part of her wedding ceremony. So I really like the way this came together. It's very simple. And I can't wait to show her what I've created. So that's it, folks. I'm at week 21. So this week that we are in right now, I have a few photos that I've taken, not many, but I hope to share with you my week 22 next week. So stay tuned, and I hope you have enjoyed this quick little flip through of my Volume 2 2016 album. Bye!